All right, friends, so we're all going to stand all the way up and then just go ahead and reach those hands up towards the ceiling for me. We're just gonna have a couple roll downs here, and then we'll dive into some legs from the start. So hands come up all the way overhead. Take a big inhale, reach towards that ceiling for me, and then you're just gonna dive those hands all the way down to your mat. I want you to hang there nice and heavy. Take another inhale, exhale, reach 1 inch further towards that mat, and then you're gonna slowly restack that spine to the top. Hands come right up overhead again. Big reach towards the ceiling for me. And then you're going to go ahead and dive those hands back down one more time. This time I want you to grab opposite elbows and just give yourself a nice little rock from side to side here for me, releasing that lower back, starting to set that intention. You're going to roll all the way back up to the top for me. Hands will come behind your head, and then you're going to go right into your good morning stretches. So you're going to hinge at your hips to bring your chest parallel to the mat, and then you're going to squeeze and come right back up to the top. We've got 3 changes for your warm up here. So this is meant for you to take your time, just start checking in with your body. 15 more seconds of your good mornings. You don't have to rush here. As you hinge your hips, you're going to feel your chest pull towards that mat, and then you're going to squeeze your glutes. You stand up nice and straight. In 5 seconds, your hands are going to stay behind your head if you can. You're going to go into your body weight squats. If you are not ready to keep your hands behind your head, you can move those hands to prayer or to your hips. Go ahead and turn this into a squat. Hands will stay behind your head. So you're going to come down with control, and you're going to lift up and squeeze. Again, you're just in the warm up. Take your time. We're just moving into that advanced movement with your hands behind your head. Your chest is going to want to pull forward here. So your goal is not to arch your back, but just to keep yourself proud. If you need to bring your hands to prayer, that's fine. In 10 seconds, we're going to go for 1 good morning and then 1 squat, and then we'll be out of that warm up. In about 5 seconds, so give me 1 more squat, and then you're going to come to the top. You're going to give me 1 good morning, folding at that top, and then you're going to sink into your squat. This is not your first series, so do not rush it. Check in with your legs, check in with your abs. Are your shoulders relaxed? You have 20 seconds here. It's just 1 deadlift, or 1 good morning, I should say, and then 1 squat. I want you to think about in your squat, pressing knees back. As you sink down towards that mat, you've got to really squeeze your glutes to get the mat to the top. You have 10 seconds here. In 9 seconds, we'll dive into that first series. 8 and 7, 1 good morning, 1 squat for 5 and 4, good, 3 and 2 on 1, come all the way up, and just give your legs a nice little punch there, and you're going to meet me standing nice and tall. From here, your heels are going to come together, your toes are going to come apart. I have 2 traditional series planned, and then we'll move on. Wall, chair, if you need to grab onto something, you can. I'm going to suggest you hold 2 of your 3-pound weights to help you with your balance. If you are just going to stay focused on your without touching anything. So heels together, toes apart. I would prefer no balas since we've got our heels lifted. You're going to start in your calf raises. You lower down to a hover. You give me that big lift and squeeze. So you're just thinking about squeezing inner thighs here, lowering down to a hover. Big lift and squeeze. If you have those weights in your hands, they can come right out in front of you if you need that balance, or you can hold those weights at your hips. What I want you to think about here is your control. You're in a calf raise to start. You have 4 changes here. So think heels together, toes apart. Your shoulders and your arms will start to get tired. You can bring them to your hips when you need to, and then you'll lift them right back up. Again, you're in calf raises for about 10 more seconds. You're going to meet me at the top, and you're going to give me a pulse up an inch, down an inch. It's really tiny. It is not fast. You're just warming everything up for me right here, so that once we get into that series where we start to move, you are going to be nice and warm. Now meet me at the top, down an inch, up an inch here, down an inch, up an inch. It's not fast, it's slow and controlled. You're squeezing from your inner thighs, and then you're thinking to yourself, just an inch to release, and then you squeeze everything to come back up. In 5 seconds, we hold at the top. Here's where we start to move. You've got to think about your balance. Weight is in the first 3 toes. And 3, hold for me. And 2, on 1, you're going to freeze at the top. Your weights are still in front of you. You come down for 2, you lift up and squeeze. We lower down for 2, we lift up, we squeeze. I want you to think thighs on fire here. I want you to fight to come low. So if it means not coming up quite as high, when you come down for that 2 count, think to yourself, knees are tracking out over those ankles. You've got to squeeze your heels together. Your thighs are going to fire up quickly. When you need a break for those arms, you bring them down to your side. You grab a wall if you need to. You're going to meet me at the bottom of your range in 4, in 3, in 2, wherever you are, meet me at the bottom of your range. Now I just need you to lower down an inch, lift and squeeze. Lower down an inch, lift and squeeze. Whenever we're pulsing or doing anything at the bottom is when you really have to fight to stay nice and low for me. You have 8 here, shoulders stay lifted. Nice, Amy. You've got 7 and 6. Remember, we're not bouncing, we're just squeezing those glutes. We're coming down that imaginary wall. For 4, good. For 3, we can. 2, we're going to put those 2 movements together. We come up on that 2 count, squeeze your inner thighs down. For 2, lift it up, and we squeeze, we lower down. For 2, you're going to have to fight here to keep your heels up nice and high. Bring the weight in those first 3 toes. So when you zip everything together, it's like you're just driving those glutes right back down. So shoulders, glutes, and heels are all in line. Those knees are shooting out. So you're adding 2 pulses at the bottom now. So you come up on that 2 count, you come down at that 2 count, and you give me those 2 pulses. So you're giving me that combo movement. We went from full range into pulses. Now we have full range with that hold at the bottom. You've got this. You have 1 change left. It feeds into that hold. You should be nice and warm in your thighs. I'm just trying to get them warm. You meet me at the bottom. You're just going to stay low and hold in 5. Yes, you can. Stand up one more time. Here's your chance. Come down low. Give me those 2 pulses. Freeze. Now start to squeeze. Press your knees out an inch. Press your knees out an inch. So to do that, you've got to think about squeezing from that outer thigh. You're pressing those knees out. Knees are opening up, and you're squeezing your heels together. So squeeze and press. Squeeze and press. What I need you to do is challenge yourself to come lower and heels higher. That's where you're going to feel yourself start to change. You hold for me in 5. You're out of this in less than 30 seconds, so you're going to be fine. 4 and 3 more presses out. 2 more presses out. Everyone holds. If your weights went down, you bring them back up. You squeeze them together. I need everyone to breathe. Extra challenge. Bring weights up overhead. I need you squeezing your heels. Press your knees out. Everybody tuck your tailbone under. You just have 10 seconds for me right here. Yes, you can. Now I need everyone to find that centimeter because I know you can. You come down 1 more inch. You let those thighs shake right here for 5, 4, 3, and 2, 1. Rest. Stand and lower your heels. Tough series to start. We open right into a second position. So you just got them outer thighs. We're going to go back into those outer thighs, but we're going to open up those hips. Weights can stay in your hands here for me. Heels will turn in, toes are going to turn out. Let arms come down nice and long. If you didn't have weights, you're going to grab them now. Still saying no Balas, up to you if you want them. You come down on a 2 count, and then you lift up on a 2 count. So arms reach out long and strong as you sink down, and then they come right back up. Very similar pattern here in these 2 movements. Your legs are just in a different place, and now your arms are going to get a little bit more engaged. If your shoulders are getting tired at any point, you go body weight, but I want you to think it's a full range basic movement. So what can you do to make sure that you're contracting? The weight is in your heel. So when you come to the bottom of that second position, you should be able to wiggle your toes. You're driving your tailbone down that imaginary wall still, and then you're pressing your knees apart so that they're going right over your heels. I know I still have you here. It's a long time in this first change. You have about 10 seconds left before we stay at the bottom of that range for the pulses. You have this. What I need you to think about right here is where are you squeezing? Are you using your core? Are your abs pulled in? On this next one, everyone comes down and you hold, go into your pulses. Arms stay lifted. So you're pulsing arms up an inch, you're reaching them away from you, and then you're sinking your seat down an inch. Everyone is breathing. Oh yes, keep those arms long. Nice, Kathleen, those look good. I need you to hold on to this pulse. We're not bouncing, we're driving our tailbone down, we're pressing our knees apart, we're pulsing those arms up. We just are gonna fatigue those shoulders. I have 1 set of push-ups today, that's it. So fight for it when you can, ditch your weights when you need to. I need 10 seconds right here. We're gonna add those 2 movements together, and then we will hold at that bottom. You have 5 seconds here, 4 and 3, Good. 2, stand all the way up on 1. Doesn't that feel good? You come down on that 2 count. You press your arms up for 2 while your butt comes down for 2. So I want you to think about your pulse here at the bottom. It's a full range movement. I know I'm going really after your shoulders in this first or second series. So you stand all the way up, arms get that break. Then you reach them. Arms are pulsing while butt is coming down. We have 15 seconds in this change. Yes, you can. Don't worry. I'm not going to make you hold your arms out in front of you again. So I need you to trust your body. Yes, you can. You get down nice and low. Give me those 2 pulses at the bottom, and then you stand up with control. You have 2 more. You meet me at the bottom. Hands come to your hips, and you're in a hold. In 5, in 4, everyone's at the bottom of their range. In 3, in 2, come down and hold. Bring your hands right to your hips so they get a hint of a break, and you stay low in your hold. Just hold for me. No movement, just hold. No movement, just hold. Where are your shoulders? Can everyone take a big inhale? Relax shoulders, contract through your abs here for me. Yes, you can. You have 10 seconds left of your hold. Keep breathing for me. Big inhale, sink down 1 more inch. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. From here, you're going to bring those hands into prayer. You're going to press the weights together. Don't worry, they're not moving. Now I need you to start to pedal out your heels at a pulse if you can. Right heel lifts with a pulse, left heel lifts with a pulse. This is where you finish. No more holds after this. So what I need you to think about right here is staying low. If your heels are bothering you, you keep heels down and you are just pulsing to finish. If not, right heel lifts with a pulse, left heel lifts with a pulse. I need you to fight for it. Yes, beautiful form, nice pace, Emma, hold on to it. Everyone's doing really, really good. I need you to hold for 10, for 9, bend and press. You have that pulse, you drive that seat down towards that mat. You've got 5 and 4. We have this 3 and 2 on 1. Everyone stands. You made it out of those legs. 2 traditional movements done. Take a big inhale, drop weights for a second, shake out those arms, and then we're going to take a sip of water. I want everyone to bring your weights down to the mat. We're actually going to spend the rest of class because I'm going to do arms down there and abs and a little more legs. So you should be nice and warm from those traditional movements. Meet me at the back of your mat. Walk out into your first plank of the day. Any wrist issues, you're going to come right onto your forearms. If you can, you're going to come onto your hands, and you're going to meet me in a hold in that high plank. If you're on your forearms, your legs are glued together. If you are on your hands, your legs are glued together. Everyone is going to get there, get there, get there. Your time has started. You're in that minute hold. You have 45 seconds to go. So you better get your tushes in that plank. Look to the edge of your mat for me. And I just want you to find an isometric hold. So there's no movement. I want you, if you're on your hands, spread those fingertips out for me. If you are on those forearms, I want you to press into that mat. My friends who are on their hands, you are getting ready to start reaching in front of you. Same thing if you're on your forearms. Everyone's reaching that arm out in front of you. You lower it back down in 2, on 1. Go ahead. So you reach that arm long and strong, a little bit of a hold, and then you come back to center. I do not care if you're on your forearms. I do not care if you are on your hands. I want you to think if when you need to come to your knees, you come to them so that you can stay in this movement. You have 15 seconds left. My friends who are on their hands, think about a slight hold once you reach that arm out and then you bring it down. This is slow. This isn't meant to be fast. You're working on your balance right here in that single leg plank. Nice job. In 5 seconds, we hold center. In 4, in 3 seconds, good. 2, everybody freeze. Everyone comes down to their forearms and we'll all finish this together. 2 changes left. I know, long plank, long plank, long plank. From here, I want you to start walking your feet out, out, in, out, out, in. Now think about your control right here. As you walk your feet out, your butt is not starting to lift. Your butt stays right in line with those shoulders. So make sure you've got that straight line. Your butt's not hiking up as if you were in that downward dog. 10 seconds here. You've got to fight for it. You have 1 change left. You have it. I'm going to let you choose your last change. You have 2 choices. Everyone's either going to go into those hip dips or you're going to go into those bend and press with your knees. Up to you. In 3, in 2, you're either bending and extending through those knees, just running those knees out, bend, 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 or slow it down and give me those hip dips if you want to work on your obliques and those hip dips here. Everyone's moving for 15 more seconds and you get a child's pose. It's going to feel great. Nice, Maggie. Pace is perfect. Shoulders look right where they belong. Nice. Good, Court. Following that half circle, nice and high in those hips, that upside down smiley face. We're out in 5, we're out in 4, last 3, 2, 1, everyone rest. Press back, knees come nice and wide for me. Take a big inhale here. And that exhale. We're going to stay here for a moment in this stretch. I want you to reach your hands forward as if you're wiggling them to the front of that mat. Your seat, when you take that exhale, it just sinks towards your heels, and you're going to stay for another big breath. So give yourself 3 more seconds. Take the big inhale, and then on your exhale, sink into it for 3, for 2, on 1. Everyone meets me in an all 4. Anyone with any wrist issues, if you need to stand for your triceps, you can, but we're going to go into an all 4 tricep series here. If it's too much, you can sink back onto those hips, or your seat back onto your heels, but I need you to find some sort of hinge. From here, weight's gonna come into that right hand for me, and then I want you to face your palm towards the midline, lift it up and hold. We're gonna start kickbacks on that right side. You meet me here when you're ready. So it's just like we're all doing that like nice little robot dance now. Full extension squeeze, we bend, and then we extend. Your elbow never comes below those hips. So you stay nice and high. You're just in that kickback. Your elbow's not lowering down. Now I want you to think about your breath right here. Exhale back, squeeze, and then inhale. You're gonna go slower if you're standing because you've got your legs to power underneath of you. So I want you to really think about the squeeze as you shoot that arm back. Everyone's gonna come back into those pulses in 5, in 4. Notice how slow and controlled we're going. 3, we hold it up. In 2, on 1, it's a little bend and extend, a little bend and extend. Your pinky is still facing that ceiling. You're fighting for that bend and extend, that bend and extend. Yes, you can. You have 8 and 7, good, 6. We're gonna put the 2 movements together. You'll give me a full range, and then you're gonna give me a bend and extend. In 3, in 2, you get to bend that arm, yes, and then you extend it back, and then you add that bend and press. It's that extension, add that bend and press. This is kind of that theme for today, that you have that full range, that small movement, and then that combo movement. Elbows are not lowering. You're gonna fight through this squeeze. You're gonna fight through this burn. You're gonna keep your hand at the top. We pulse it up an inch and down an inch. Palm's gonna face the ceiling. In 3, in 2, hold at the top. Now start to pulse up an inch and down an inch. You've turned your palms so it's facing the ceiling. So you're gonna feel this in your tricep a little bit differently than when your pinkies were facing that ceiling. Now you keep reaching. Form is perfect. Kathleen, shoulders look strong. Keep looking to the edge of that mat. 5 seconds here. And then we're gonna hold, friends. You have it. 4, and 3, keep pulsing. 2, now everybody freezes for me. I need you to take a big inhale. Plug that belly button in. You're gonna wanna drop this weight. I need 10 seconds and I'm going to give you a break. So if you're not squeezing, if you're not reaching, you reach and you squeeze, you pull belly button in, you give me 5, 4, 3, and 2 on 1. That arm comes down, you go right into that other side. Shake it out if you need to, shake it out if you need to. From here, in that left hand, you hinge forward, you lift that arm all the way up, palm faces the midline. We're going right into that kickback. Big lift and squeeze. Lower it, or I should say bend it, and then extend it. In the extension, even if you drop your weight and you're using body weight, you're squeezing your tricep with everything that you have at the top of your range. Just like if you were in a squat and I tell you to squeeze your butt, you've got to squeeze your tricep at that top. Good. Form looks perfect, Maggie. As you reach, give yourself that little hold at the top, just so you're finding that fatigue and you're not letting momentum help you at all. We leave that arm up in 4, good. In 3, final 2, find that little bend and press. Keep your pinky facing the ceiling, palm is towards that midline, little bend and extend, little bend and extend. Yes, you can. Keep it up there. So tan from this weekend, Amy. I see that nice color. I can't have that unless I get a spray. You've got 8 seconds here, 7 seconds, lady. We get ready to put it together in 5, in 4. Everyone's breathing. In 3, in 2, bend that elbow, extend, bend, press. It's me. Bend, extend, bend, press. So basic, so that you have to think about where you're squeezing. Are you breathing? Think inhale as elbow bends. Exhale, get it back up there. Give me that bend and press. That hand stays up towards that ceiling. Palm faces the ceiling. We go into our pulses. In 3, keep it back there. In 2, everyone hold it back there. Now pulse up an inch and down an inch. Up an inch and down an inch. Your palm is facing the ceiling now. You're holding at the top. Everyone holds at the top, and you think about, can I reach any further? Can I squeeze my tricep anymore? You have a hold coming your way in 5 seconds. This is it. This is it. You can do it. 4 and 3. Good. 2. Everyone hold at the top. Everyone hold at the top. Now take a big inhale. Can you reach any further? Can you plug your belly button in? Think about your breath. Tuck your tailbone under. If you still stayed in that all 4, hold it at the top. Everyone get that arm above your hip. You have 8 seconds, 7 seconds. Nice. 5. You're so still, Emma. It looks good. 4, 3, 2. Bring that arm down. Press back. Quick stretch of those arms. First, last, only set of push-ups. They're coming right now. I know. Just get those arms ready. Everyone meets me in a high plank. If you're not available to do push-ups today, you'll go into your shoulder reaches in that plank. Everyone find your push-ups. Go into that full range push-up all the way down. Press all the way back up. Yes, you can. All the way down, and then you press up. You can do a hand release if you need to. You can just come to that hover above the mat and then press yourself back up. Everyone's going to meet me in their pulses. So come to that halfway point. You pulse for me in 3. You pulse for me in 2. Ooh, get to those pulses. 10 and 9. Little bend and press at the bottom of your range. You can do this. 8 little pulses. 7 and 6. Keep fighting. 5. You're back to full range. Last time. 3 and 2. Finish full range. Everybody give me 6, and then you press back. Give yourself 6. Do not cheat yourself. You can do this. Let muscles start to change. Once you hit 6 push-ups, you are going to press all the way back. Max, why don't you go into your squats? Just give me some squats till we finish with some speed. Just get your heart rate up, because everyone's going to get those with those push-ups. Nice. Everybody, 6 push-ups and you're out of it. We end in 10 and 9. Good. In 8, wherever you are, you rest. In 6, in 5, final 4 and 3, last 2. Press back into that child's pose. Press back into that child's pose. Nice job. Take a big inhale. Triceps should be warm. Now a little bit of those shoulders. You do not have another push-up today, though. That is like the nice part of this. And I'm going to give everyone a break. We're going to come onto our back for our abs. So you can come on down. Options here. I'm still saying no Balas because I'm going to advance it, but you guys know your bodies. If you really feel like you want to, just know you've got some V-ups and some heel taps and whatnot. So everyone's going to meet me on their back. You get a little bit of a break from standing and from being on those knees. From here, I want you to come with your back flat on the mat, and then we're going to bring our feet flat also. Obviously back is flat. That was a fun cue. You're going to start in your crunches, just single crunch, lower all the way down, exhale, squeeze to lift. So you're going to start in those crunches. It's very basic. Now, just so you know the series, we're crunching. I'm going to make you do a full range sit-up, and then I'm going to put them together. When you go into your first full range sit-up, your feet are going to want to leave the mat, and that's okay. If your feet are really close to your seat, it's going to be harder than if your feet walk away from you. You're in your crunches for 5 more seconds. In 4, we're going to go sit all the way up. In 3, you've got it. In 2, nice. On 1, from here, you're sitting all the way up, and then you lower down on your 3 count. Exhale, lift in, squeeze. Inhale, lower down. Extra challenge, hands stay behind your head. If you need to reach those hands, I'm fine with it. Whatever you need to do to get all the way up, I care more about you taking your time as you come down, tucking your tailbone all the way under. Ooh, that nice. Emma, those look good. And then you exhale, lift and squeeze. Good. Lower down with that control. Perfect. Nice, Court. And then all the way back up. We ready to combo it here. I want you to give me 1 crunch. Don't rush the crunch. And then 1 sit up. Go ahead when you're ready. It's 1 crunch and then 1 sit up. The crunch is important to me, so don't feel like you're rushing through that. Again, this is not about speed. This is not about how many you can do. It's that halfway up, lower down, and then that all the way up, lower down. No momentum here. You're thinking about that, tucking your tailbone, pressing those elbows apart. Give me 10 more seconds of this combo movement right here. You have it for 8 and 7. Knees are going to come to tabletop. Head, neck, and shoulders stay down. In 5. Good. In 4. In 3. In 2. Lower head, neck, and shoulders. Float legs to tabletop. From here, you're gonna reach your hands up overhead. First of 3 dead bugs. Exhale, lift all the way up. A little bit different from normal, don't forget, you extend right arm, right leg, not opposite sides. And then left arm, left leg back to center. Good. Exhale as you bring that leg back up. Inhale as you lower down. So you're doing the same side for me. Normally I'm cueing in opposition. Right leg, right arm, left leg, left arm. You're here for 15 more seconds. Yes, you can. We have a dead bug, a bicycle, a dead bug, a bicycle, a dead bug, a bicycle, and then you're out. Basic but fun, and I know you're excited. You have 5 seconds here. You meet me at centered. 4. In 3, nice and controlled, legs are at tabletop. In 2, everybody hold here, hands come back behind your head, lower down for that quick stretch. Now exhale, lift back up, slow bicycle, right elbow to left knee, left elbow to right knee, slow and controlled. I'm not giving you a break for about 90 seconds. So I need you to think through this. Don't overdo it and fly through it. Think, can I start to speed it up just a hair? But I don't want you so fatigued that you can't go back into your dead bug. You have 10 seconds here. You meet me back at that 90-degree angle with those legs. You're going to lower head, neck, and shoulders for that quick break. Everybody can pick it up just a hair. I do love that I've scared you all. 5 and 4. Good. 3 and 2. Come back through center, head, neck, and shoulders. Lay down. You're going to reach those hands. Exhale, come right back up. Legs at tabletop. Now opposition, right arm, left leg reaches, left arm, right leg. So now you're in that opposition when you're reaching. Now think about your breath, think about your body. Can you pull your lower back into this mat? Are you inhaling as you extend? Exhale, pull lower back and use those lower abs. 15 seconds right here. The dead bug is basic, but it's so good. If you stay lifted and you use your breath, you're using your full body right here. So good. 5 seconds. We're back to bicycles. They look a little bit different. We're going right side only in 3. Good. In 2, I'll show you what it looks like. In 1, lower head, neck, and shoulders. You're just coming to that right knee, left leg extends, lower back down. Right knee, so you're basically crunching towards that right side only. Exhale, left elbow to right knee, you get to lower down. So you better come up so high every time to try to fatigue this side. You've got 10 seconds, you hold at the top for your pulses. Now I'm letting you come back through center and lower down. So it's definitely giving you the opportunity to get up even higher. We pulse towards that right knee, left elbow towards that right knee in 3. In 2, get up there and pulse. Left elbow comes to that right knee, left leg is extended. Give me 10 and 9, 8 and 7. Yes, you can. 6 and 5. Final 4 and 3. Last 2. Hold for me right there. Hand goes back behind your head. You come through center for me. We are not ready to go back to that dead bug yet because you're going right elbow to left knee. Lower down, bring legs back to tabletop. Exhale, extend right leg. Tap that left knee. Inhale, lower down. Exhale, tap that knee. Inhale, lower down. Yes, you can. Exhale, tap that knee. Inhale, lower down. Your goal here is to get up as high as you can, finding that twist, extending that leg. Opposite leg goes to that hover every time. You hold at the top and pulse in 4. Hold at the top in 3, 2. Everybody meet me there. I'd like your hand to stay behind your head if you can. Yes, find your pulses. Yeah, there it is. You're twisting, you're breathing, you're pressing your back into that mat for 6, for 5. Yes, you can. 4 and 3. We hold in 2. Everybody freeze for 5. Oh, get that leg out there. 4. Good. 3, 2. Back to center. Lower head, neck, and shoulders. Final little bit of that dead bug. You can do this. Lift your head, neck, and shoulders up. Reach towards that ceiling. Here's where it's a little bit different. You reach both arms, both legs, and then you come right back up to center. Exhale as you bring everything back in. Inhale as you extend. Yes, you can. It's 10 seconds. We've got fast bicycles to finish, and then you're out of your abs. Trust your body right here. You can do this full extension. You've got to hold your legs out for a second before you bring them back in. Find the challenge spot. Pull your lower back into the mat. Yes, nice change. Hold those legs out there. Don't you just bring them right back in. In 5 seconds, you finish in your bicycles. In 4, in 3, lower down for a second. In 2, bring legs to tabletop. Exhale, come up, bicycles to finish. 20 seconds is all I need from you, and then you rest. You have this. I don't care how fast you go, but now is when I would like a sense of urgency here because you're about to take a rest. I'd like you out of breath just a little bit here. You have 15 seconds. You twist and you twist for me. You get that elbow towards that knee. You point through that toe for me for 10, 9, good, 8 and 7. You've got 6 more here. Go 5 and 4. Don't stop. 3 and 2, 1, rest. Knees into your chest. Good. Big inhale here. Everyone, we're going to stay in the stretch just for a second because we finish in those legs. Can you bring your right ankle over your left knee and grab that left thigh? Just everyone take that nice little hamstring stretch or that outside outer thigh stretch. Nice. Options to put your balas on in a second. You're going to switch out those legs for me. Left ankle comes over right knee. You're going to grab that thigh and you're going to pull it in. Balas are the option here. I'm fine with them going on as we get ready to go back into those legs. When you're ready, you rock yourself all the way up. You have 30 seconds of mountain climbers before we come onto our knees and our forearms. So everyone's going to come on to those hands. If you're on your forearms, you can go into a plank jack, you can run out those knees, you can go into your reaches, anything that you have are ready to keep moving. We go in 3, everyone's in those planks, in 2, slow mountain climbers on 1. Get heart rates up for me, get heart rates up for me. So what I want you to think about here is you're bringing that knee into your chest and you're switching. I don't care if you step back, you hop back, but I need you moving for the full 30 seconds. Heart rates are just coming up here as we get back into your glutes. Again, traditional with our glutes today, so it should be nice. 10 seconds to go. You're fine. You're fine. You're fine. Keep it moving. 8, 7, knees come down. We walk to our forearms in 5, in 4, good. 3 and 2, 1, drop those knees down. Heart rates come up and we walk onto our forearms. Now I need you to check in with your body. Your knees are right underneath of your hips. This is why I never use a black mat. I forgot because you can't see those legs when I have pants on. Knees come right under our hips. Good thing everyone knows what they're doing. Option for your balas here. You're going to shift into your left leg to start. You're going to extend through that right leg. You know your theme today. We lift all the way up and we tap it down. I want you so slow and controlled here, but I want a second hold at the top. Lift, squeeze, hold, and then we tap it back down. Lift, squeeze, hold, and then we tap that toe back down. Toe is pointed. And what I want you to think about here, again, super basic today with these traditional movements, but the way we're stacking it should keep you nice and warm. I need so much length through that leg for me as if you have a cast and you can't bend that knee. You're fighting to find length here. You hold at the top in 4, in 3, give me 1 more lift on 2, and now everybody just start pulsing right at the top. No break. All you're doing is squeezing and releasing that glute. Squeeze and release. Squeeze and release. Yes, you can. Squeeze and release. I want you to think to yourself, are you contracting in the center of your booty, pointing through that toe? You're pressing your forearms into the mat so that your belly button and your core is engaged. You have 8 little pulses, 7 and 6. Keep moving. 5 and 4. You have a full range movement. 3 pulses at the top in 2. On 1, you tap your toe down. Exhale, lift and squeeze, and then 2 pulses in addition to that. So you're tapping down, and then you exhale, add those pulses at the top. The first lift counts as a pulse, and you add 2 more. So 3 pulses total at the top. You tap that toe back down for me. You have this. Big inhale as you lower that foot, and then you exhale, you squeeze with everything that you have. Your toe is going to come higher than if you were on your hands. Fight for that height here. Fight to tuck your tailbone under, center booty working here. Everybody holds at the top of their range. Good. In 5, in 4, you tap it down. Give me those 3 pulses and a hold. In 2, everybody holds right at the top of that movement. If you can come to your wrist, you come up to your wrist for me. You extend that left hand for me. We pulse everything up together to finish. Right glute, left shoulder, right glute, left shoulder. So we're just back to that core work with your right glute on fire. You're pulsing it back up again. You're reaching that left arm forward and you're pulsing to finish on this side. No break between sides. 10 seconds here. 9 and 8. Keep reaching. 7. Point through that toe. Don't cheat yourself. 6 and 5. We've got it. 4 and 3. Final 2. On 1, we come all the way back down. We walk to our forearms. Shift the weight into your right knee. Extend through that left toe. Full range. We lift and lower. Slow back down. we lift right here, and we lower. I want a full range, controlled, slow movement. We've got a couple minutes left. I want you to really use it to burn out those legs. Squeeze your glutes. You tap down, lift and squeeze. So that left leg is moving, right knee is down. Left leg is moving, right knee is down for me. You have this. Breathe through it. Extend that leg long. You're in your pulses in 5, in 4. Yes, you can. 3, in 2. Now lift that leg up. Hold. Just squeeze your glute and release it. I don't even care if it doesn't look like you're moving that leg. I need you to think, just squeeze as tight as you can. Keep that leg as straight as a board. 8 and 7. Yes, you can. 6 and 5. You're there for 4. You're there for 3. You can do this. 2 on 1. You are holding for me. Tap down. 3 pulses at that top right here. All the way down when you tap that mat, and then you give me those controlled squeezes at the top. Now think about your forearms. They're pressing into that mat. Your belly is engaged. Your abs are talking to you. You exhale, pull belly button in as you're in this combo movement. We get ready to stay at the top of that range in 10, in 9, just so you know, 2 minutes to go. You're doing great. 8 and 7. Every time you tap down, it's like you're reaching that opposition. We hold at the top in 4, 3, beautiful. 2, everybody hold at the top. Just freeze right there. Walk up to your hands for me. Extend that right arm right back to your pulses. Right arm is reaching, left leg is reaching. Think about your core here. I'm giving you some opportunity for some length in that body. You're reaching, right arm comes up. Your left leg is still squeezing as tight as it can right here. You're getting ready to finish. You've got bar burpees to wrap it up. It's going to feel good. Everyone meets me in that high plank in 5, in 4, high plank in 3, in 2. Everyone find your high plank for me here. Take a big inhale. Mental pep talk. You walk your right foot in, your left foot in. You stand all the way up. You squat to the bottom. If you're having any wrist issues and it doesn't feel good in your plank, you can stay in your squats. You can add pulses at the bottom instead of coming back down. But I need everyone to come from that plank. You walk your right foot in, your left foot in, you stand, and then you squat down for me. I need 15 seconds. If you want to, you can jump, but I need your form. I need your shoulders relaxed. I care so much about that squat to come back down. You give me 8 seconds. Heart rates better be up, friends. 7 and 6. Yes, you can. 5 and 4. You meet me standing in 3, right where you started. Class is where you finish. In 2, in 1. Everyone stand all the way up. Hands reach up overhead for me. Big reach up towards that ceiling. Soft back bend here, and then you go ahead and you dive all the way back down to that mat for me. Big reach all the way, restacking up, reaching hands up overhead right here. Big inhale, exhale, reach towards that ceiling. We give ourselves a hint of a dip to the right before we get to cut off. A hint to the left, back through center, soft back bend here. And as always, that great big bow to yourself. Nice freaking job today. I will see everybody on Tuesday.